Fish? No way. No way. They on the bottom. You cannot see them on live scope when they're stuck on the bottom. Oh man. This is dinky bass number 20. Number 20, folks. Elena, how many bass did we catch today?
About 20.
About 20, folks. I still haven't caught the first bluegill. There is no fish shallow. The only fish is 28 feet deep right now. 28 feet deep. And they look like dots. You think, oh, that's bluegill or crappie, but it's dinky bass. All the bluegill and crappie is bunched up somewhere. Maybe in the deepest point of the lake. I don't know. Still have not caught a single bluegill. It's 10:30 a.m. already. I'm with the kids today. I took a day off from work to go fishing on a Friday. And because the weather was so nice, and then the weekend rains. Sucks. But then the school let the kids off some kind of virus in the whole school. So now I have to go fishing with the kids, which they don't mind. We already had some training fishing lessons. Caught a bunch of fish, not a single bluegill or a crappie, just dinky bass. But I do want to make a little video today. So I'm gonna let them fish, yeah. So I'm gonna let them play some games for an hour or so. And I'm gonna fish. There is a hump here. It's 28 feet deep, but there is a hump, and these humps, I don't know if it's my lure. Maybe I need to change my lure. I'm telling you, the hairy dangle, when it hits the market, there is something magnetic in this thing to juvenile bass. These juvies, you'll see how many I'm gonna catch with just 1 hour. These juvies, when they see this thing, the profile is a little intimidating for a bluegill. Now the 8-inch and up, they want it. They want it bad. I have some trophy bluegill caught on the hairy dangle. My first ever 10-inch bluegill, I caught it on a hairy dangle. But the little bluegill are a little intimidated. But the juvenile bass, that's like kind of dimensions wise, probably the perfect target for them. Beautiful day today. Just a little bit of wind. It's gonna be in the 60s. This morning it was 27 when I was warming up the truck on the driveway in the morning. It was only 27, but it'll get over 60 today with just a little bit of wind, clear sky. It's gonna be just amazing to be on the water here. Hopefully we can find some crappie on bluegill. There's another one. There's another one. I want to get the kids on some crappie or bluegill. 30 feet deep is difficult for them to fish. 30 feet, you have to... It's not easy. They can fight the fish pretty good though, without over-reeling. They know how to fight the fish. Now look at this. Look at this. How is there not one bluegill on this hump? The hairy dangle will be one hairy magnet. The hairy dangle is of course inspired by a Japanese lure called the dice. That thing exploded now. There's a million bass lures that have these kind of hairs today. But there isn't a good ultralight lure. One guy tried to make one, but it doesn't look like an ultralight lure. And the hairy dangle will be amazing. Already the dangle on the dangle is the best action that I'm aware of any ultralight lure. And when you add the hairs on top of that, or when you twitch it, imagine all the hairs and the tail go like this. It's incredibly appealing to a juvenile bass or something of that size. Again, bluegill will hit it, but has to be one of these bluegill with the pit bull face. You know what I'm talking about? They get angry. There's one more. They feel good though. By the way, I'm fishing with Presso Air AGS 6'1" light and Presso reel. Presso on Presso. That's an old combo, folks. Presso on Presso is old combo. Hairy dangle versus juvenile bass. It's almost unfair. Presso on Presso, even today, is hard to beat, folks. I can tell you. How are you gonna beat this? First of all, looks amazing. Second of all, the blank is absolutely incredible. And third of all, it's one of the few JDM rods with good size guides. These guides tolerate up to 3-pound line. But I don't know what other JDM rod tolerates 3-pound line. 3-pound line is nothing, but it's too much for the eradicator. 3-pound fluorocarbon is too much even for the belezas for you guys. If you fish the belezas up to 2-pound line, or when you cast, you're gonna hearhrrr. It's gonna be ugly sound. The coils hitting the guides and crushing the stored energy of the coil into the guides. The Beleza UX up to 2-pound line. The pounds is of course a bad measure of diameter. Up to 0.12 millimeter, whatever you're using. Am I on the bottom? Look, 31.6 feet deep. But there is tiny dots here. You cannot see because they're on the bottom. But there is tiny dots here. 32 feet deep now. There's another one. I don't need to even cut this video. No, it's only these things. Everything else is... This bass is really spotted. You know, when they tell you spotted bass, this is a spotted bass. It's a heavily spotted bass. I just made a new species. The iFish Encyclopedia. A heavily spotted bass. Let me get my tea, folks. Without losing it. I have just a little bit of a cough. The school let the kids out for... It's not for nothing. Everyone has been coughing since November, December. All the kids, all the school. I wasn't sick until 2 weeks ago. Then I got sick. Now I recovered, but there is a little tickle in my lungs that makes me... just triggers a tiny little cough. It's like... like an old smoker, except that I have never smoked. Fish. Maybe the first bluegill. Who knows? One day we're gonna catch a bluegill again. Don't lose hope. One day, as God is my witness, I will catch a bluegill. There is something in the hairy dangle incredibly appealing to juvenile bass, rock bass, all of those species, small but aggressive. I think we're gonna catch in the spring some decent bass on the hairy dangle. I'm certain that if I can't catch, once you guys tie them on, you're gonna send me some pictures of big bass on the hairy dangle. I'm 100% certain you are not gonna fail me in that challenge. Fish? Man, I was afraid to pull the trigger, because when I tried to twitch there was a little bit of weight but no bite. Guess what we have on the line? Guess. I'm not cutting the bluegill out, folks. I'm not cutting them out of the video. I have not caught a bluegill today. Okay. Man, fish already, folks. By the time I take the loop out of the spool, these guys are like ants crawling on the bottom. They're everywhere. Hi, cuckoo puffs. She caught most of the fish. She's gonna catch some more. I gotta find something shallower so they can cast. Let's move a little bit, folks. I wanna catch something different. Big bluegill or a bigger bass. And why not a few crappie? What's wrong with finding a few crappie? I don't know where they go in the winter. Let me make a cast here. I have no idea what tiny dots. I'm not sure if this is a fish. I just cannot find anything today, folks. The water is very cold. These fish are 30-40 feet deep and stuck in the mud, not visible to any electronics. If they're on the bottom, they look like the bottom. Fish. Whoa, it's been a minute. It's been a minute and I'm casting it the tiniest dots. Let's see what we got here. Who wants to make a guess? Who wants to make a guess on what we got over here? Got us a little juvie on the hairy dango. Bumblebee. Fish. Maybe the first bluegill. Maybe. Here it comes. Suspension overload, adrenaline overload. What is it gonna be? Nah, it's just another spottic. You know, I saw actually a school of 5 or 6 baby dots. I don't think they're all baby bass, but only the baby bass has the confidence to eat this. Took a sip of hot tea. It's still running around my body. It feels so good, folks. Gotta make a video about my winter tea recipe. Tea for the boat. So good. I get the mint or peppermint tea, black tea, with the caffeine. I fill up my thermos with hot water. I put honey, about 1 tablespoon, and I squeeze about half a lemon, real lemon juice. With fake lemon juice doesn't work. Squeeze half a lemon and into the hot water. Fish? Okay. And then I put the tea bag in the hot thermos and I close the hot thermos so the tea bag sits inside in very high temperature, and I keep it 3 to 4 minutes, not more than this. If you keep it more than 4 minutes, it's gonna get bitter, and you don't want it to be bitter. Get out of there. You don't want it to be bitter. And then on the water, folks, peppermint with honey and lemon. Oh, it feels so good running down your body, especially if you have a little cough like my kids and me. It's really good. One more over here. Fish. Is this our first bluegill? I don't think it will be. Right on a point. That doesn't look like a bluegill spot. These things, folks. Juvenile bass. I wish there was a tournament for 10-inch bass. I would sign up and I would tear some competition. I know, buddy. I'll let you go. I know. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. This thing is what you need for juvenile bass. How is the dangle? It's not too bad. The tail is a little bit overstretched because a couple of them buggers grabbed only the tail. Man, it's flying pretty good even with crosswind. It's flying pretty good. We are in a hell of fish. Same thing. A little bit of weight without a bite. He might have hit it on the fall. This one is very small if a bass. Could be a bluegill. No. We're not. Whoa. See? It's slow clicks, but if there is a need for sudden burst, it can still do the raise the rod too high on this fish. No, still no bluegill, Cookie. Nothing but these buggers. We haven't caught one bluegill today, folks, and he wanted this thing badly. No, I got him. Let go of my gloves, dude. Little doodle. This point here is good. My goodness me. Some fish came under the boat from the trolling motor. What is this? Right under the boat. They came right under the boat, folks. I'm casting there. But sometimes the trolling motor, let's see, maybe the first bluegill. Sometimes if you sit on one spot, the noise from the trolling motor will, right as soon as it dropped, somebody got the, still this? I thought surely this will be a bijik. Hairy dangler, folks, if you need 10-inch bass. Hairy dangle is gonna get them for you. But don't move away now. I want one more. I know you're not all bass, don't tell me. There's like 5 of them. Came to check the trolling motor. Fish again. It's too easy sometimes, folks. Hairy dangle, first bluegill ever, The whole world is watching. No, it's not a bluegill. No, what are you thinking? We're not gonna catch bluegill today. We're not just gonna catch a bunch of them little juvies. My gosh, that went some 80 feet out for sure. Can't wait for it to sink. How deep is it there? 22 feet, but it's 22 feet there and 25 feet here, so it's almost flat because we are on a point here. By the way, when you're twitching, pulling, whatever you're doing, dragging, you're doing it with the rod tip, and then when you pull your rod tip all the way up or whatever, all the way back, then you reel with the reel. So you're not really twitching with the reel. With the reel you kinda pick up the slack line after the twitch, if that makes sense. It would be awesome if we caught a fish during this demo. Huh? We did. Come on, the first ever bluegill in this video. First ever bluegill. Got a bunch of these things right by the ramp with the kids. I let them catch some. I thought, let me go on the other side, that's where the bluegill will be. I wasn't too worried, but now I almost gave up. Who knows where the bluegill are today. I checked 5, maybe 6 good points already. Nothing but dinker towns. Not even dinker towns, dinker villages. Fishing. Come on, maybe the first bluegill. Maybe this beautiful point. Can't be nothing but bass. Can't be. Can't be only bass. But can it? But can it? What you want? Fish. Bluegill. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh. Running a little bit too much for a bluegill. A little bit too much for a bluegill. Let's make a quick test here. Let me retire the hairy dangle for a minute and switch to a regular black dangle without the hair, just to see if maybe there is bluegill on the bottom, but the bluegill is maybe 6-7 inches and the hairs are intimidating them. See what we're gonna get without the hairs. Let's run right away. We'll find out soon enough. Man, this feels different. Don't tell me we got it. Feels different. Maybe because of the rod. Feels more like a super ultralight, and the reel feels like a bigger fight. It feels like a bigger fight, folks. Feels like a bigger fight. Is this gonna be a trophy bluegill? No, it's not gonna be. That's the biggest of the day. About 11 inches. That's funny. Tell me that's not funny. The first cast with a regular dangle, without them hairs, we catch the biggest one of the day. There you go. One more. Let's not give up. Give it one more chance. Hey. I made I don't know how many casts since the bass. I wanted to catch one more fish. No bluegill. There we go, folks. Even without the hair, the same thing. Fishik. Maybe it's a bluegill. Haven't caught a fish in this direction so far. Is it finally a bluegill? What do we have here? No, we don't. No, we don't. So the black dangle without the hair made like zero difference today. I mean, if we had bluegill, I think I would have caught them easier. But the bluegill is schooled up and bunched up somewhere in some deep hole. Not here on the point. So I'm gonna put the black dangle back, folks. I'm gonna get back the bumblebee just because it's more enjoyable. Catch a couple more. Give it one last chance. Fishing. Come here, buddy. Come here. It would be awesome if we caught a bluegill on the very last cast. No, we didn't. Okay, I'm gonna make one more cast. Not one more cast, one more fish. Come on, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Now look how perfect everything is. The bluegill is just not here. And only God knows where the crappie is. Fishing. Fingers crossed, folks. Come on. Let's finish the video with just one bluegill. Just one. Oh my goodness. My goodness. You're gonna think that I edited the video. You're gonna think, you're not gonna believe this, folks. Folks, I give you my honest word. The last fish of the video. We catch the only bluegill. It's not a trophy, but that's a nice bluegill. Look at this. Look at this. Finally one bluegill. Maybe they're moving in, but my kids are getting restless. I want to get them close to the ramp where there was some easy pickings so they can catch whatever they find there, and it's kind of a faster bite. Here I made a lot of casts, folks, in the last, I don't know, for the last 5 fish. In the morning the weather was cold, there was less sunshine, windy, more unpleasant to fish. But when you run the dangle close to anything at all, and they shoot and come and chase it. And now the wind stopped, no clouds, just beautiful fishing weather. But the fish that was kind of hovering in the mid-column, they kind of dropped on the bottom, scattered, went away deep. So whatever few fish are left here, they don't want to chase. They can see it now. They saw it in the morning, they can see it much better now. But for some reason the bite became very sluggish. But that's not unusual. It's about 1 p.m. right now. It's not unusual for the bite to become that sluggish. Here is one more. Man, look at this. Look at this. Just wash your eyes. Wash your eyes with this. And I'll let you go. Look at this. How do you make a more beautiful sight than this? But yeah, the hairy dangle has some special appeal to juvenile bass, folks. I don't know what it is, but little bassics just come and inhale it. I cast the regular dangle, I thought I'd catch them faster. There was no bluegill here, and if there is no bluegill, if you're only fishing for little bassics like some creek or something like that, you might be better off with the hairy dangle. Should be on the market around May or something like this. But this is enough rambling for this video, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye, folks.